Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video I am going to do the 10-month baby update for my 10-month-old baby girl Freya, and it's really weird filming this video in our living room because usually I film these videos in our bedroom, and that's where I've filmed the last 9 update videos, so it's a bit strange to be filming it in here today. But our bedroom is no longer our bedroom. It is actually Freya's bedroom / playroom, and she's currently having her afternoon nap right now. I also usually show her at the start of the video, but because she's having her nap, I'll have to show her at the end. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with Freya's sleep. So last month when she was 9 months old, she was having 3 naps a day. One in the morning at around 9 o'clock, one in the afternoon at around 2 o'clock, and then one early evening at around 6:30. The morning nap was an hour, the afternoon nap was an hour and a half, and then the nap in the early evening was an hour. Now, a month later, at 10 months old, Freya is actually having 2 naps a day. She only has one nap in the morning at around 9 o'clock and one nap in the afternoon at around 2:30. The morning nap is still an hour and the afternoon nap is still an hour and a half. I think at this point I was kind of hoping she would just be having one nap a day, like 12 o'clock for 2.5 hours, but she does still seem to want a morning nap. So at the moment we're just leaving it as 2 naps a day. Moving on to the poop section, and last month when Freya was 9 months old, I said in the video that she had just got into size 3 nappies. Now, a month later at 10 months old, that is still the same. She's in size 3 nappies, but there is actually something else to tell you. Unfortunately, Freya has got what's called an anal fissure. It is a lump that has developed between her vagina and her bum hole. I noticed that there was this lump, and when I would put cream on her, I could actually feel that it was a hard, bumpy lump. I didn't take her to the GP straight away because it didn't seem to be causing her any pain or discomfort. I think it was probably like 1 week later when it hadn't gone. So I went to the GP, and actually at first she thought it was either piles or a skin tag. And I'm so glad that she called another experienced doctor in, because he came in and he actually noticed that underneath the bump was cracked. Basically her bum hole is cracked, like when you have dry, chapped, cracked lips. What has happened is, where she had been constipated for a while, and I feel terribly guilty for this because the GP told me she wasn't constipated. I was told that constipation was when they push and push but they cannot get the poop out. But Freya can get the poop out, she just can't get it all out in one go. So she'll push, do some, maybe an hour later she does some more. I believed that she was not constipated because of the advice given to me by the GP. Had I have known that that actually was constipation, I would have taken her to the GP sooner, before the lump even appeared, and I could have avoided all of this. What has happened is the cracked area of her bum hole, to stop the crack from going higher up, her body produced a hard lump, the skin that I had seen, and the body had produced it and created it as a defense to protect the body, to protect the crack from getting any higher. Now, the GP told me that she's going to have laxative powder sachets. She's on Laxido. She has to have half to 1 sachet a day, and what it will do is help to clear out her bowels, and the crack will then go, like when you have chapped, dry, cracked lips, you know, when you keep putting moisturizer and lip balm on, it eventually goes, right? So this is what would happen. Once the constipation has stopped, the crack will go. But unfortunately, the lump is always going to be there, because it's not like a skin tag where you can just cut it off or freeze it off. It's proper skin, so it's not actually ever going to go. It might get smaller, it might get softer, but he told me it will not go now. She will always have that lump. Moving on to the feeding section, and things have changed quite a bit since last month when Freya was 9 months old. So I'm going to try and say this as clearly as possible because I do tend to waffle. Last month when Freya was 9 months old, I said that she was having her 5-ounce bottle as soon as she woke up in the morning, around 7 o'clock in the morning, and then exactly an hour later at 8 o'clock in the morning, she'd have her breakfast. Now, a month later, at 10 months old, she no longer has a 5-ounce bottle in the morning. She has no bottle in the morning at all, not until the afternoon. The reason for that is because I started to give her breakfast before the bottle, because we've only got 2 more months now until she's 1, and that means 2 more months until formula is a no-no. We're straight onto cow's milk. So I'm trying to start making food more of a priority, and this has been advised to me to do by a health visitor before anybody leaves a comment section to say food before 1 is just for fun and formula is more important because of the nutrients. I'm following the NHS website and I'm following the advice given to me by a health visitor. So just wanted to make that clear before anybody leaves me a comment in the comment section saying I'm doing something wrong. So I have started to give her breakfast first, and she is having a bigger breakfast now. Weetabix with cow's milk, mashed banana, natural yogurt. That's like a big breakfast. Or she might have toast with peanut butter and mashed banana and yogurt. I'm trying to give her a bigger breakfast. And then after, I was giving her a 5-ounce bottle, but she did not want it, obviously, because she's completely full up. So when I mentioned it to the health visitor this month, the health visitor was like, well, don't give her that bottle anymore. She obviously doesn't want it. So she said to me, just make sure you're giving her a bigger breakfast and cut out that bottle. So at 7 o'clock in the morning, she now has a big breakfast. And then literally 2 hours later at 9 o'clock in the morning, she has a morning snack. And that is usually fruit. And that is the snack that she will have when she goes to nursery in April. 2 hours after snack, so at around 11 o'clock, she's still having her lunch. And I still give it to her at 11 because that's the time she'll be having it at nursery. That's not changed. The latest I'll give it to her is like 12 o'clock. She has a big lunch. She'll have a sandwich with Philadelphia or cheese or jam or peanut butter. She'll have half a packet of Skips. Sometimes I'm a bit naughty and I do give her the whole packet of Skips. She'll have fruit. I used to actually just give her the Ella's Kitchen fruit purees, the small pouches, apple, banana, mango, pear. Now I'm actually giving her proper fruit, like fresh fruit that I'm cutting up for her. Oranges, kiwi, watermelon, pineapple, strawberries, and then she will also have a yogurt, either a strawberry, raspberry or apricot yogurt. It's just Asda's own. She loves a yogurt. So literally in the morning she's having breakfast at 7, snack at 9, lunch at 11 to 12 o'clock. In the afternoon at 2 o'clock, last month I was giving her a full 7-ounce bottle and she was drinking it, like she is hungry at that time. But the health visitor this month advised me to actually start giving her an afternoon snack. So I'm now giving her an afternoon snack at 2 o'clock, which is something bigger like a hot cross bun, a bagel, toast with peanut butter, and also fruit on the side. And then I'm giving her a bottle after, but I've reduced it to 5 ounces. At 5:30 in the evening, she will have dinner with us, and she literally has whatever we are having. It was the same last month. If we're having spaghetti bolognese, she has the spaghetti cut up with scissors, and then the mince blended up, because for some reason she still chokes on the mince even though she has 5 teeth. But she will have whatever we're having blended up. Bolognese, sausage and mash, sausage casserole. She doesn't like curry. I've tried chicken tikka masala and then was like, maybe it's too spicy. Tried korma. Does not like a curry. And I'm actually really, really sad about it because it's like my favourite. I love a curry. And then she will have a bottle at like 8 o'clock in the evening before bed. But sometimes we're starting to give her that bottle earlier because we're noticing at around 7:30 she's pulling on her hair, and that's what she does when she's tired. So sometimes we're starting to give her that bottle at like 7:45 and then having her in bed for 8 o'clock. So that's a big difference between last month and this month. Moving on to the health section, last month when she was 9 months old, I said that she weighed 15 pounds, 13 ounces. A month later at 10 months old, she now weighs 16 pounds, 3 ounces. I also said last month that she had 3 teeth at the bottom and 1 tooth at the top that was coming through, but it hadn't come through the skin. You could just see the white. Now a month later at 10 months old, she's obviously still got the 3 teeth at the bottom, but she's actually got the 2 teeth at the top, but there is a big gap between them, but they have completely come through now as well. Moving on to development, and last month when Freya was 9 months old, I said she was still not doing the ba 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 ga 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 sounds. A month later, now at 10 months old, Freya is saying dad. Sometimes she'll be like da da. I also said last month that she was pulling herself to stand, and she was also taking steps when holding our hands. Now a month later at 10 months old, she's still pulling herself up to stand, but sometimes she will actually just stand, not holding on to anything for 5 seconds, 10 seconds maximum, and then she'll drop down onto her bum, smile about it, and then pull herself up and do it all over again. So she can't stand up independently for a long time, but she'll do it for 5 seconds, honestly 10 seconds maximum, and then just sit back down again. She's also still taking steps when she's holding our hands, but if you put her wooden walker out, she will just walk with the walker by herself. I also said last month she was doing the pincer grasp, usually with her thumb and 2 fingers. That is still exactly the same. Freya also had her 9 to 12 month health and developmental review. She sat down with the health visitor, there were 2 questionnaires, and she was marking them out of 60. Her physical development, her gross motor skills, fine motor skills, she scored 50 out of 60, which for her age was at the top end apparently. But her communication and language, although she understands so much, I can say to her, do you want a snack? And her head just peers around the corner. I can say, do you want a bath time? She will crawl from the living room to the bathroom. She understands so much, but she's just not making sounds. She's making sounds, but not the ones that we want to hear, the ba ba ga ga, mum 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 ma da 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 da. We're not getting those kind of sounds. But the health visitor was like, she's not mute, she is making sounds, just not the ones that we want to hear. So she scored her 35 out of 60, but they don't feel like they need to actually monitor her. The health visitor also said some babies are walkers and some babies are talkers, and Freya is obviously a walker. Moving on to the final section, which is clothes. Freya is now in size 6 to 9 months clothes. The leggings are kind of long, but I think I've said this before, I'm only 5'2" and James is only 5'7", so she's definitely not going to be tall anyway. And she is still in size 3 to 6 months in the shoes. Before I end this video, I will show you Freya. Where is my beautiful girl? There's my beautiful girl. You got your turtles. That is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.